to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on, y'all? You already know what time it is. It's MoSports TV. It is Thursday, November 16th. You know the vibes. You know the vibration. What up, man? You already know what time it is. I'm with the gang. It's just me and Matt Chi today.
Yeah, Ed, despite his 49ers taking a dub, he's still hiding. That 3 weeks had him down bad. So he's still recovering from that, despite taking a win this past week.
Yo, if y'all want to hop in the chat, just let me know. If y'all want to hop in and call in,
talk your shit.
let me know in the chat. And I'll let you in. We'll get you the link.
Lots to talk about, man. It was a crazy week in the NFL. I would say a lot of games that, hey, we didn't expect this slate to be as good as it was. I know we talked about last week, like, man, there really aren't that many good games. Ended up being a few. I mean, when we were going writing the notes for tonight, you know, there were a lot of games that we were like, man, did we talk about this one? A lot of playoff implications, some big upsets. Hey, what do you want to start off with?
Well, there was a lot of great 1 o'clock games. The 1 o'clock slate was really good for the first time in a long time. As far as where I want to start off, let's talk about that guy real quick. I want to start off with talking about Timothy McKim. And this is a guy that is a rookie. This is a guy that everybody wrote off draft day.
Yep.
It was supposed to be Bryce Young. It was supposed to be Anthony Richardson. It's supposed to be this guy. It's supposed to be that guy. It's supposed to be Will Levis. But the guy, CJ Stroud.
A dog.
Shout out to CJ Stroud. My boy went off again. Led his team to a very impressive win. Over the very hot Cincinnati Bengals.
I mean, man, to come into Cincinnati, you go into Cincinnati, you curb stomp them in the fourth quarter. I mean, it was really impressive. Like you said, Cincinnati was extremely hot going into this game, but CJ Stroud is just a little bit better. He was a little bit better that game. I mean, you talked about it, I think, a week ago, and you gave him his flowers for his poise, his composure, his ability to read the defense is just incredible. Yeah, we're the Stroud boys out here. We are most definitely.
Hey. Stroud boy.
Stroud boys. The
Stroud boy.
What a choice of words. No, I don't know. He got curb stomped. Yeah, my bad. But they did. He really looked like dominant, I would say. And that's what's most impressive is that he comes out and he looks like he's been in the league for years the way he dominates some of these defenses. I mean, the Bengals have been playing probably some of the best ball in the AFC as of late, and there was just nothing they could do. No answer, it seems like, for CJ Stroud.
So I have a couple of questions with that being said. Where does CJ Stroud rank amongst NFL quarterbacks right now? And where... Actually, I'll save the second question. I'm going to save the second question because that's going to lead to... The answers are going to lead to the second question.
All right.
But I'll start.
Go ahead.
Because I've been telling the guys, I said, there will be some narratives pushed next time we hop up on this podcast. There's going to be some narratives pushed about CJ Stroud, and I'm here to start them.
Talk to me.
CJ Stroud is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
5. He said 5.
Top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. Yeah, I said it.
5.
Yeah, I said it. And I say it again, top 5.
So who gets kicked out of your top 5 in place of CJ? Is Justin Herbert getting removed from your... Are you taking CJ Stroud over Justin Herbert right now?
Yes.
I think so too, man.
Yes, I am.
I think so too. CJ Stroud or Josh Allen? Is that recency bias to say Stroud?
Recency has got to go with Stroud. And even though Josh Allen has obviously done more than CJ Stroud in his career, CJ's rookie year. So really, honestly, let's really think about it here. Lamar Jackson is in the top 5, right?
How many are you taking over Stroud? There isn't many.
Right. I'm taking I'm gonna like the only quarterbacks right now I would definitely take over CJ Stroud right now is Mahomes,
Lamar, and Jalen Hurts.
Lamar.
Are you Jalen Hurts? Did you just raise your eyebrows? It hurts. CJ Stroud or Jalen Hurts? Is that where we're? Wow.
Interesting, right?
Oh, Stroud is second in yards and has only turned the ball over like 3 times. It's great, bro. For a rookie,
he's putting the money where his mouth is.
And it's not even like he's just a merchant of a good team or a good wide receiver. Everybody on that team is becoming elevated because of CJ Stroud. I mean, you look, Dalton Schultz is emerging. Noah Brown. I mean, this guy was
mind you, we never heard of any of these wide receivers last year. We never heard of Nico Collins last year. We never heard of Tank Dell, even coming out of college. I never heard of
casuals. No,
I didn't know who Noah Brown was. I know Noah Brown played for the Cowboys last year. I think
he did.
He got a little bit of burn, but he was a nobody on that Dallas roster. I mean. Ain't nobody, even with Amari Cooper gone and just CD Lamb and Gallup there. Who else?
Tank Dell? I mean,
like
Tank Dell wasn't highly touted coming into this year as a rookie.
Shit, I know Mechie now. Yeah. Because of CJ Stroud. Like, these guys are really balling out there, and he's doing it without much talent. And crazy part is Dameon Pierce is gone out the offense. Yeah. He has gone out the offense. And I'll give some claps to Devin Singletary as well. He had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns during that game too on 30 carries. So fantasy guys, if you I hope you did your research on that waiver wire and got yourself Mr. Devin Singletary. If you didn't,
I got a big shout out. I got a big shout out. And this one's going to D'Amico Ryans because he talked about turning a franchise around. Obviously, Stroud's incredible, but we got to give him some flowers. We gave Bobby Slowick some flowers last week. And this week it's D'Amico Ryans because all around the Texans are looking like a better organization than they were painted as the past couple of years. Like we said with the Deshaun Watson situation, it left a very bad taste in everybody's mouth with the Houston Texans, with DeAndre Hopkins as well, when he left and was trash talking them a lot about how bad the organization was to him. So it's nice to see that they have some juice. And I mean, to take down a team like the Bengals is it's so impressive.
Very impressive.
We definitely know Nico Collins. If you haven't heard Nico Collins, you're a little bit of a casual.
I guess I'm a casual because I did not know who Nico Collins was
until at USC.
Nope.
Wow. No, he was supposed to be him.
I didn't.
He was supposed to be him coming out of the draft, and his first few years were a little disappointing, but he's back on the radar. So Pierce was a wasted fantasy pick by me. Yeah, Pierce.
Pierce?
No, Dameon Pierce.
Oh yeah, same.
He's having a rough fantasy season. But I think next year is when they really start finding their way. This is the year for CJ to find himself. Obviously, Dameon Pierce found himself last year and found a name for himself in fantasy. Next year is when they have it all going for him, and we probably say that the defense is the problem.
Okay, now here's the next question. Where does CJ Stroud stand in the MVP race?
Well, he himself
obviously he's got the offensive rookie of the year, but
mock. They said he himself said they're gonna love me this week and hate me the next. So he already knows how the NFL is gonna work and how the media goes.
Sure.
I mean, shit, man. If he leads them to a playoff spot, the Houston Texans, I don't see how you can't have him as the MVP. There's nobody else out there that, like, Patty Mahomes isn't running away with it, and he's just up in the top 3, obviously, because he's Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's looking good, but like said, turnover issues are definitely there in comparison to CJ Stroud, a rookie who you just said he had his first interception, just a couple weeks ago. So I don't know. I'm just very impressed, and I just want to see consistency now.
Obviously, a rookie has never won the MVP award before. No. So I think it's going to be very hard for him to win it, even if he had the stats to prove it, and even if he does lead the Texans to a divisional championship or just a wild card in general.
This is a great question.
Would the NFL give the award to a non-QB over a rookie? I mean, these are possibilities. This is the first year where I'm like, damn, it could actually not be a quarterback. It could actually be maybe a A.J. Brown. It could actually be a Tyreek Hill. It could be a Christian McCaffrey, right? So, like, I mean, there's so many options for MVP this year. So that's why I don't – it's going to be very hard for C.J. Stroud to win MVP.
Yeah.
But if he keeps doing what he's doing, they're not going to have a choice. Is what I'm trying to say.
Double R says 9-8 or 8-9 will not win the MVP. I don't know about that though, because nobody else is running away with it. Like if Hurts comes out and they dominate the second half of the season and they're, 14 and whatever, you got to give it to him. But if CJ can lead them to a playoff spot and there's nobody else that's necessarily running away with the title, I think it's at least a debate.
So here's the thing for me, the MVP is, obviously the most valuable player, right? So, I mean, to take a team from where they were last year, the Texans were considered a dumpster fire. Me personally thought the Texans were going to have the worst record in the NFL this year. I personally thought that. And CJ Stroud is taking this team probably to the playoffs.
AJ Brown MVP. He's playing well.
So, I mean, he has a case, but there's a lot of other people that got cases as well. It's going to be hard for him to get the W on this.
Nah, I agree.
All right, so let's move on from the Texans. We've talked a bunch about them. Let's move on to
Niners Jags.
The Niners Jags. Yeah, let's move on to the Niners Jags.
That is the other possibility of, we were talking about a non-quarterback MVP, Christian McCaffrey. His streak came to an end this past week. Kyle Shanahan gave him all the opportunities in the world. You saw they even brought him back in. Elijah Mitchell was out there and literally ran the Niners down the field. But when they got to the goal line, Kyle Shanahan knew that CMC streak was on the line. And they tried, man. They tried. He didn't get it. The streak broke, but I was insanely impressive nonetheless. Like, it was just a great feat to have going for the record there.
Yeah, so are the Niners all the way back or what?
I never necessarily.
That was a very dominating performance. Obviously, they went on a 3-game losing streak, but they were very injured. So they, I gave them a pass because I knew this is what would happen.
CJ's a lock for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way he's not winning.
Do you think they would give the Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, and MVP all to the Texans?
Triple crown?
Yeah, that would be crazy. I don't know. That was a great streak. Appreciate history facts. It was very, very crazy. Especially going from one team to another team while holding the streak is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Niners aren't back. Niners are back. I don't think the Niners necessarily ever left. That's my thing.
I agree with that.
I think they just had some lulls because you lost your guy. And when you lose a part of your system with a system quarterback, it's going to take a little bit for him to adjust. They didn't have Deebo Samuel, and it was a noticeable impact. Christian McCaffrey,
Trent Williams.
That
was the big one.
Yeah.
That was bigger than Deebo, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think so as well, honestly. Like that, because their run game was affected by it. You saw Christian McCaffrey had nowhere to go. I forgot, actually, Williams was out. And that is the biggest part of that offensive line, clearly. And he holds that whole offense together. So, I don't know. And hey, wait a minute. What did I say? I needed a little more from George Kittle. Didn't I mention that?
Yeah,
and what did we get?
You got it.
What did we get? And guess what? Kittle. They dominated. When Kittle is involved offensively in the red zone, the Niners thrive. Now that they have that kind of, they didn't have Deebo, so they were able to go back to their other weapons. Let Purdy find Kittle a little more in the red zone, and the Niners are going to be really unstoppable.
Yeah, that was a very dominating performance against the Jags. Very impressive performance, and it's one of those performances that the Niners like to do when they play a team that is not on their level. They beat the shit out of them, and that's one thing that the Eagles don't do. And I can't wait for this Eagles-Niners game. Whenever it's coming in the next couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's going to be a great game.
I think it's the beginning of December they play.
It's going to be a really good game.
Double R asks, now, after this loss, are the Jags fraudulent after only putting up 3 points? Yeah, man, I don't know about
the Jags. Have been very, very underwhelming this year. I expected so much more from the Jags.
There is pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and we had talked about it a little bit, I think. Has he disappointed? You see the narrative. As a number 1 overall pick, has Trevor Lawrence disappointed in the NFL? Right now, no. If they do not make the playoffs this season, he has disappointed, in my opinion. I think so. Because they don't beat the good teams, man. They just don't.
They don't, but he's still very young. What is his 3rd year?
Yeah. Look at Joe Burrow, though.
I mean, he made it to the second round of the playoffs last year, though. Did he not?
I mean, yeah. We bring
was that
because of him, or was that because of how bad the Chargers were?
I mean, there's a little bit of both. There's a little bit of both.
Fraudulency. I don't know. I need to
I
see
just think
Trevor
it's
Lawrence.
a young team, and they have a great offense. I don't know what's going on. On paper, they should be winning a lot more.
A lot more games. But to put up 3 points, man, like
where's the problem? Where does the problem lie? I just think it's inexperience, honestly, from all fronts. There's not many vets on that team where you can hang your hat on and be like, hey, this guy's a veteran leader in the locker room.
Burrow has 3 studs at receiver and a nice running back. I mean, you have Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, and then you have Travis Etienne. Like
studs.
Bro.
Evan Ingram's a stud too. Sorry.
Balling. Yeah. 3 points was
studs.
Bad coaching we're blaming. Doug Peterson? Yeah, I don't think it's on Dougie P.
It's a stud.
I mean, it says they're still the Jaguars, and that might be it. You know, you could
That's
take
part of
you could take the stink out of them, but they're still going to have a little bit of a remnants. I don't get what's wrong with Jacksonville. They're 6-3 in first place. They won 5 in a row. It just doesn't. They don't seem to all be clicking at once. And I said this about the Chargers too. And it's funny that like they're very similar teams. You never see them where the defense is having a great game and the offense is just, putting up points every possession. It's just, I don't know. I need to see them firing on all cylinders against a good team. And I think they had that opportunity this past week, which is why it's so kind of head scratching that they only put up 3 total points.
Well, that Niners defense is something special. And it was like, wasn't it nasty out during that game?
That is true.
It was very shitty out. And then I think the Jags are still having a decent season. And I still think them and the Texans, hey, that could get close. That could get actually close.
What's going on, Nick? How we doing, brother?
AFC West quarterbacks is going to be fun to watch. Anthony Richardson versus CJ Stroud in the divisional games are going to be great to watch. Trevor Lawrence, all in that division. A lot of great young quarterbacks.
Are they supposed to be 9-0 or it's a disappointment? They're in first place. They're in first place, but then again, look at that division, though. You know what I mean? Like, it was always them running away with it. They just haven't, I guess, they haven't lived up to the expectation of what we thought they could be overall as a team. I mean, the Calvin Ridley addition was supposed to be one of the more dynamic moves in the NFL offseason, even though we'll say this past offseason, even though we know he's been on the team for 2 years now. That was supposed to add a different type of level to what they had going on in Jacksonville. And we just haven't seen them reach that upper echelon, which I think they have that potential to. It's like Trevor Lawrence is good. Calvin Ridley's good. Etienne's been great in stretches, but I don't know. This is a great way to put it. You don't watch the Jags and feel like this team can win it all. They just seem like they're skating by in a lot of these games.
Well, like I said, it's young. And they're doing good for their age, like for their experience and where they're at. Is Trevor Lawrence's 3rd, 4th year? You got to cut him some slack, but at the same time, I want to see that dominating performance by the Jags. I don't want to see the Jags get fucked up by good teams.
Yeah,
they lose. They don't beat the good teams, like you said before. They beat the teams that are better than them. And when they go against some real shit, they're gonna get smacked around. And that's. I feel like,
and I don't think they necessarily just beat up on bottom feeders. They've beaten some teams that are solid, but I just feel like when they get to those the Niners, when they play a crazy defense like that, sure. Listen, Chase Young addition is incredible. So I don't know. The Steelers are 6-3. The Jags went into Pittsburgh and slapped them. Yeah, but then just like Lawrence commented before, you don't look at the Steelers and say, I look at the Steelers the same way. It's the same. It's sad. Neither of those teams, 6-3 looks great. The record looks very appealing. But do you really down low think that deep down they could compete with upper echelon AFC teams? And
the Steelers are one of those teams where I'm like, man, they're not that good to me in my eyes, but they have a great record. Yep.
Steelers are the fraud 6-3 team. The
Steelers, I do think the Sixers are a very fraud 6-3 team.
The Sixers too. You're throwing them in there too.
And the Sixers,
they just caught a stray.
And the Sixers, they got a very fraud motherfucking 6-3 8-3 record too.
Who are the good teams in the AFC then? If the Jags and Steelers aren't good, I mean, I have the Browns moving up. Honestly, the Browns have been looking solid. I don't care that Deshaun Watson.
Bengals, Ravens, is good
enough to keep you
Chiefs. In a ball game. Bengals, Ravens, Chiefs are my top 3 teams.
More Sixers strays. Hey, I'm here for it. We'll get to talking about them in a bit. Don't worry.
We'll talk some sisters. We're going to talk some sisters.
Jags handled Buffalo pretty easily in London too. But what do we say about Buffalo? They're one of the biggest frauds in the AFC to us.
Another fraud.
You know, it's just
more frauds.
Gross. Do we want to talk about them because that loss?
Yeah, let's talk about the Bills' downfall against the Broncos. They absolutely sold the fuck out on the final drive. They had multiple offside penalties.
A 12-man penalty.
A 12-man penalty.
The 12th man was DeMar Hamlin. GG's.
No way. Was it really DeMar Hamlin?
Yo, somebody posted in our Facebook group. It's like a video from an old movie, an old Tobey Maguire movie, and it's where the little girl says to him, "I just wish you were dead." And somebody put it in our group. It was like Bills fans seeing DeMar as the 12th man. Like, it was so out of pocket. So out of pocket. That was crazy. But Buffalo is super fraudulent. I mean, Sean McDermott, I have been saying this since last season, man. I've never thought Sean McDermott was it. He reminds me a lot of Tom Thibodeau in a sense that, like, you know what you're getting out of him. Thank you for getting us out the mud and getting us, to a place of relevancy, but thank you for your services. I don't think you could win us the big game.
Buffalo is very fraudulent. Doug McDermott made a move by firing
Doug McDermott. Yo, you're in the NBA headspace.
Oh my
right
god,
now.
Sean McDermott.
Shout out McBuckets.
Shout out Dougie McBuckets. But Sean McDermott fired the offensive coordinator right after the game.
Scapegoat.
That I'm getting real scapegoat vibes. Like, I feel like McDermott is really catching that heat on that hot seat, and he had to make a move to like cool it off a little bit.
Yep.
He needed to cool off his seat a little bit. So what does he do? He fires his offensive coordinator.
Exactly. Just like when an MLB team isn't doing well and they fire the hitting coach. That's exactly somebody catching a little strike.
Same bag.
Somebody's got to go down with the ship right there. Imagine telling our good friend Dev McEllen before the season, "Hey Dev, your Broncos this year are gonna beat the Chiefs and the Bills."
Both in primetime, too.
In primetime games. And he probably would have been so excited thinking, wow, it's a great season. No.
And he'll be there.
And he would be there for it. But
which makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
He usually loses.
He usually does. Why blame yourself when you could blame someone else? Yeah,
exactly. That's always the easy way out, right?
Digs to the Pats. LMAO, I wish. Yeah, we saw Trevon had something to say. He said, bro wasn't doing well or Josh Allen talking about until little bro got there. Meaning Stephon Diggs. He's kind of thinking Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen. What do you think about that?
I do think that's might be part of the case. I think there's two people that were very responsible for his success, and that was one, Stephon Diggs, and two, Brian Daboll. And
wow.
Caleb Williams to Stephon Diggs in New York Blue next year is going to be something special to watch.
Talk about it.
It's going to be something special to watch. But I digress.
I may enjoy the game, bro. Let us know how it goes, and don't fight any Orioles. Don't fight any Ravens fans.
Oh yeah, Jameer and Devin
are
gonna be there. They're meeting up with I-Main, so that should be a good time for them.
Little MoSports community. Out of the game. Nice. You love to see it.
In Baltimore.
Nice. Allen is looking very regular right now. He is, but there were always concerns about his decision making. Right. This stems back to his college days, over at Wyoming. I don't think Josh Allen being a little bit, of a numbskull is anything new in terms of the scouting report there. So I don't know. Like you're saying, there are a couple guys that elevated him. If you take those guys out of the equation, obviously one of them's gone and he hasn't looked like himself. If you take Stephon Diggs away from him, I mean, I understand you got to have some receiving talent in order to be, a little bit better, but I don't even know what Josh Allen as an identity would have to him without Diggs.
I think Diggs is going to demand a trade this offseason. I think that's what it's coming down to. Diggs is pissed. And it's disappointing game after disappointing game with the Bills. Like, you see the Bills schedule, they should be 10-0.
Yeah.
If you looked at their schedule, they should be 10-0. There's not a team that they weren't able to beat on that fucking schedule.
I mean, we were looking at them, we were like, wow, they're 4-5, and they had the easiest schedule in the NFL thus far. It's disgusting. They shouldn't have lost to the Broncos. They shouldn't have beaten the Broncos by less than 5. You know what I mean? Like, them not covering the spread would have been shocking. I mean, and then to come in and lose the game, nasty business in Buffalo. Come on, man. Come on. Let's not forget that Josh Allen turned Gabe Davis into a top fantasy guy. Yeah, he did for a little bit.
For a couple weeks.
Yep.
Because he's not him this year in fantasy. I can promise you that.
No, definitely not. Nobody really on that buff. Even Diggs. There's nights where
he
Diggs
has his games. He has his games.
He has his, game where he'll have 100 yards and a touchdown. But aside from, he hasn't gone crazy the way that we're, used to him going. But I mean, everywhere else, they haven't utilized James Cook the way I think they should be. The running game is not there at all. I mean, the only bright spot in that offense has been Dalton Kincaid kind of coming to his own at the tight end position.
Yep. I agree with that. Let's start some previews now.
Yeah.
Let's move on to tonight's game. Bengals Ravens, the best Thursday night game in probably like 2 years, I would probably say.
I'm hyped.
We're definitely going to end this podcast by within the next like 20 minutes, just so I can make sure I have my seat planted in front of the TV for this game.
Sure.
It's going to be a great one. 2 top tier offenses going at it.
With some solid
defenses. With some good
defenses
well. Mixed. And it's a divisional game. It's prime time. And it's under the lights. It's going to be a good time. High stakes.
Very high stakes.
I think
Bengals got to win. That's
Bengals have to win.
Bengals, if the Bengals lose, they're looking at potentially, falling out of playoff race eventually. So I don't know how I found this podcast, but this is fire. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
I think that was our guy
Lawrence Brown, my guy.
Thank you for the interaction, bro. It really does mean a lot.
Follow us on YouTube, brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the love, bro. But yeah, I really like this game tonight in all aspects, just because you get to see it on both sides, right? Like Lamar Jackson going up against the Bengals defense is really exciting, especially because the Bengals defense has no choice but to try and bounce back after last week. I don't know. They're going to have to try and force some turnovers. That's going to be my key to the game. If the Bengals could force Lamar into some turnovers tonight and really slow him down a little bit, that's going to be how they win this game.
I don't know what the spread is on this game, but I do think the Bengals win this game outright. I know the Bengals are probably going to be the underdogs in this game.
Yeah.
I actually think the Bengals are going to win this game. I do think the Bengals are going to win this game.
Fredo says 31-27 Ravens, too much Lamar. See, that's the thing about like a game like this. I love that these games are finally here, these high stakes games, because it could really go either way. It's one of those where like your friend could send you a parlay and you're like, damn, that looks good. But somebody else could say, bro, it could be the entire opposite of what happens. It really is, it's just too close. Burrow hasn't even been using Higgins like that. Burrow has a better team.
Higgins is out tonight, isn't he?
I think Higgins is out tonight. I want to see Tyler Boyd bounce back after that big drop last week.
I like Boyd anytime touchdown tonight, guys.
You think after the drop?
Yes, I love Boyd anytime touchdown tonight, guys, by the way.
And then you mentioned him right here. This is my key for the Ravens then is going to be get the run game involved with Keaton Mitchell. If he can, have that same type of workload as he did last week, you're going to see a lot of success there. They're running the ball, that opens up the whole offense.
Yeah, I fired sold Gus Edwards at the trade deadline.
Nice.
And I'm very proud of myself for fleecing people. I got Devontae Smith out of one league.
There you go.
Well, it was him and Lockett, but I still think that's a banger.
Mitchell tonight.
Because I just know Keaton Mitchell's taking over starting tonight.
Yeah. I don't
Gus is out of the equation. Keaton is healthy, young. Gus might get some goal line, might get some Jamal Williams last year action.
Yeah.
But
Keaton Mitchell stat line prediction, just right off the bat, 55 yards, a touchdown with 2 catches for 12 yards. That's what I'm going to go. He gives you 15 points.
I'm going 15 attempts, 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown.
Keaton Mitchell's that nice. He's scrappy.
He's nice.
Quick, bro. He shot out of a cannon when he gets off that line, and that's really what they've been missing. Gus is like one of those downhill running backs, right? You got to give him the ball a few yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to get his momentum. Keaton Mitchell is the same type of explosiveness as Lamar in a sense of their run game where he just goes. Like, you give him the ball and he takes off. He's really shifty. They like giving him the ball in space. And I don't think Gus is completely out of the equation because he's going to be the third down back, but you're going to see a lot less of him. And that's where the Ravens, I think, are going to find success, because if you can keep the workload down on each of these running backs, the wear and tear in the long run is going to save you, just like the Dolphins do.
Well, Gus Bus only had 5 carries last week. So that tells you a lot. My final Keaton Mitchell prediction is 15 rushes, 77 yards, 3 catches, 33 yards, and a receiving touchdown.
So you
So
think
110.
but the Bengals still win this game?
Yes.
Wow.
It's going to be a shootout.
I wonder what that parlay.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Right there. They stopped running second half. Well, they didn't need to. Yikes. But no, it's going to be a heater. What other good game we got coming up?
Well, we got the Steelers-Browns.
Steelers-Browns. I mean, hey, I'm taking the Browns in this one just because like we talked about
even with PJ Walker. So
even with
Deshaun Watson is out for the year.
Yep, his shoulder.
Can we talk about Deshaun Watson real quick? And was that ski mask?
Is it Jover for Deshaun Watson? Is it officially Jover? It might be, bro. He ski masked definitely. Once he got all that guaranteed money, you knew a ski mask was going to come through. I know, Elijah, the Steelers own the Browns, but listen, man, the talent is all there for the Browns to take this one. I think that defense keeps them in the game enough just so that offense could then make a play. I like Jerome Ford. I like, obviously Amari Cooper. Kareem Hunt loves his role in that offense. So I don't know. I think the Browns take this one overall.
I think the Steelers actually win this game. I think the Browns start to fall off with PJ Walker. I think they're going to start fading. I think they're going to start fading.
Okay.
I think the defense is immaculate. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think the offense is going to be able to keep up with PJ Walker without Nick Chubb at the end of the day. Kareem Hunt is great, but he's a great scat back, right? Yeah. Jerome Ford, he's good, but he's not Nick Chubb, period.
Yeah, but they've stayed above water still without Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
the receiving game has been solid. I don't know if necessarily though Deshaun Watson's the reason that they're winning these games.
I mean, they put up 33 points last week against the Ravens and won.
Yeah,
with Deshaun Watson.
What was his stat line in that game though?
I
don't know. I haven't
stat lines don't tell the whole story.
I haven't been convinced. He had 213 yards with one touchdown, but then you have Jerome Ford. 107 yards on the ground. That's going to help you out. Deshaun's nice. I don't know about nice.
I think he's nice. I just think he's ski mask. I think he's not as good as how much he got paid in guaranteed money. He got a fully guaranteed contract, first quarterback to ever do it, and now he's giving all the GMs a reason to never give a quarterback guaranteed money ever again.
In fantasy, Cooper has had under 15 points in 3 games this year. Amari Cooper's been a beast, bro. And the thing about Amari Cooper is that he's making these yards for himself. That's really
a lot of yak.
A lot of yak. And he's just proving to be just a great pickup for them. And Dallas misses him, I would say, because that would have added another dynamic piece. Dallas let go of Dalton Schultz, Noah Brown, and Amari Cooper, and they all, I think, scored last week or had great games. So that's crazy. Even though Dallas obviously had a good week, we're not talking about it. But and that's with Watson in and out. Legend? Who are we talking? Deshaun Watson legend? I don't know if I'm using those
legends
words.
In the masseuse parlor.
Yeah, him and Robert Kraft. They got their jersey in the rafters, the massage spa. On Dallas, that would be crazy. Yeah, would have. But Jerry doesn't like to pay for talent.
Unless it's selling jerseys. If you're selling jerseys, he's gonna give you the max.
Yeah,
I promise.
Not talent before it flourishes.
No. You have to flourish in Dallas in order to get that bread. If you're potentially in your ceiling's high and you don't get enough
Amari
burn.
Cooper, not Deshaun. Yeah, I like Amari Cooper a lot. Another game this week. Let's talk about it. The Texans are hosting the Cardinals, and this is a good game to me, man. K1, he's back, man. Yeah. It's intriguing. So he paid Jalen Smith. Yeah, Jalen Smith was a bad signing by Jerry Jones, but that's his thing. K1 back. Him and Stroud, that's going to be a battle, man.
I'm taking it's gonna be a decent game.
It's going to be a decent game. I'm taking the Texans at home. I don't know if they cover the 5, though. I think this is going to be a 3-point game.
I don't think they cover the 5. And it's, look, the Cardinals did not look bad with K1. They did not look bad.
No, Kyler's a good quarterback. I don't know why
he gets shitted on. Yeah. He got hurt and Call of Duty came out, and now all of a sudden he's trash. I don't think so. Kyler Murray is the number 1 pick in the NFL draft for a fucking reason.
Yeah. Yep.
In the same draft of Tua and fucking Herbert.
He looks like a toddler stealing snacks when he runs.
Yeah,
he does.
He does look like a little mascot, a video game mascot.
Because he runs with his arms to the side and stuff. It's so funny. And obviously, like you said, the Call of Duty memes with him, he's short. There's that one little meme of him being really tiny, throwing the big football. And like, it just, I don't know, it put a weird kind of stigma in everyone's head that he's bad. And it's because he played the worst playoff game of all time. I'm not holding a guy for one bad playoff game when we just saw Justin Herbert absolutely shit himself in the second half. And then people still tout him as a good quarterback. So I don't know. I'm not considering Kyler Murray bad by any means.
When Kyler has a dog at wide receiver, he flourishes. When D-Hop and him were healthy at the same time, and that obviously wasn't last year really at all, but the year before that team looked damn near unstoppable before D-Hop got suspended and Kyler got hurt and the rails went off the tracks, but let's see what they do against the Texans. That's going to be a real test. Who they beat? Who did they beat last week? The Falcons or some shit? Who did they beat?
Oh, the Cardinals? Yeah, they beat the Falcons.
They beat, so like I'm not going to get real excited about that yet, but if they beat the Texans, that is going to raise some eyebrows. And I'm rooting for the Cardinals, honestly.
On PEDs, man. That was D-Hop. Oh, F D-Hop PEDs.
Yeah. But if they beat the Texans, that would be impressive to me. And I would say, okay, the Cardinals maybe here.
Yeah, but at 2-8, what are you winning for? You know what I mean? I think they should be in.
I'm rooting for them to win.
Yeah.
There's a couple of teams rooting to win. I hope the Patriots win too. Shit.
D-Hop has been balling with Willis. That's Levis, baby. That's Levis season over there.
He said Willis.
Yeah,
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis? No, it's Willie Levis season. Mayo in the coffee season. We talked about it. Check out the clip on Instagram.
All right, let's move on to the next game.
Yep.
Monday night banger.
Eagles-Chiefs.
Eagles versus the Chiefs. Super Bowl rematch. And I think the Eagles are going to get revenge.
Yeah, in Arrowhead?
Yeah, I do.
Man, I was
that's the narrative. They're gonna want a revenge and then they come together for part 3 in the Super Bowl.
This is gross.
I know the script. The script is scripting. They're gonna, both Kelsey brothers are there, so you can't say one has an advantage over the other. Obviously, the blonde girl is gonna be there, but I really don't care about none of that. But it's all part of the script and all things you have to take into consideration.
Fredo,
that's today's
a
NFL's
great
game.
Fredo has a great point. Patty was hurt and they still won. Now that you got fully healthy, fully tuned up Patty, if T Swizz is in attendance too, you're booking a Travis Kelce anytimer. Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, let's roll, because it's fuck the birds all the way. You already know.
It's always fuck the birds.
Always fuck the birds.
And I hope the Chiefs win. But I just know how shit goes in the NFL at the end of the day. And I do think the Eagles are right there with the Chiefs as far as talent goes, as far as their skills and what they do, and I do think
Hurts
they will win.
Playing good. He's my key. Oh, Lawrence, we were doing so good, bro, but you're a Birds fan. Damn. Our best contributors in the comments are always Birds fans, man. Damn.
Passionate people.
They are. I got to respect it. But he doesn't look great this season. We've said that about Hurts. He looks obviously good. He's in the MVP conversation, but he doesn't look over the top and fantastic. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from the Eagles offense anymore. I think the Chiefs get this one done. Oh, you're a Pats fan. Okay. Only in fantasy, he's your quarterback. Gotcha. Yeah, fantasy wise,
he's great quarterback. Probably the top quarterback in fantasy.
Yeah, no, he's been great in fantasy, but that's only tush push reasons, right? Because he gets you a rushing touchdown pretty much every week as well, on top of whatever he does passing wise.
It's a big part of it.
Hurts is gonna ball, but it's just too much Patty. It might be too much Patty. And like you said, bro, if Taylor Swift really is in attendance, I'm booking Chiefs money line. It really does.
Well,
matter.
T Swift is going to be in the building.
For
but
that game
guess
on
what?
Monday night,
That helps both Kelseys. So I feel like, yes.
Jason too?
Yes. So that's why I feel like T Swift with both Kelseys in attendance negates everything.
Well, one's on the line and then one's the receiver. And when she isn't there, Travis doesn't do well. When she is there, the guy's been balling the fuck out.
Sure. I mean, I still think Travis balls out and they could lose and he balls out. But I do think
if Kanye's there, is this the kind of diamond in the rough? Kanye being there? Jeez.
Kanye will not be at that game. I promise you that.
All I need is Taylor Swift at a Colorado game, and then it's really, it's all up and stuck from there. Nah, but the
Final
spread
scores.
right now
Final
is
scores.
2.5. I'm taking Chiefs 20. Chiefs 27. Eagles 24.
Chiefs 23. Eagles 24. Final score.
Wow, 1 point, man. 35-31 Chiefs. It's going to be a close one. We know, man. I'm rolling with the Chiefs, though. I really am. I really do think that Kansas City pulls this one out, especially considering Patty's fully healthy now.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happens, too. 21-23. No. What did I say? 23-24?
You're about to say a scoregami or something.
Yeah, I'm about to scoregami. I might have to change my score in order to make it work.
Wait, if anyone in chat remembers last year when we were talking Super Bowl predictions and he said like 29-27 and you were like,
and I tried some scenario and it did not add up in the score.
It would have been a crazy. Hey, if you booked that one on FanDuel, you probably would have came up.
Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna say how they win, but 23-24. I like 23-24 Chiefs. 23-24 Eagles.
We got a 21-24 Chiefs. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and I'm excited. Finally, some good primetime games. We're very back, and getting towards Christmas time, you love some good primetime games.
Yeah, Christmas is gonna be miserable, weather. By the way,
cold weather.
Matt.
Oh, what? Why?
Well, you have the Giants versus Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have the Knicks versus Bucks. I want to say.
It's over.
It's gonna be a sad
It's
Christmas.
so it's over. He said like 36-26 or 34-26 in overtime. Yeah, it was something of the sorts like that. It was something like we all kind of sat there. Like there was dead silence for like 40 seconds after that one. Because we were all just like, yeah.
I tried it.
You swore you were cooking too.
I was cooking
he
some shit.
swore he was cooking. I don't know why. As I remember, I edited it. That's funny. It was a good time though. But all right, you want to talk about any more games? Or
no, we're gonna move on to the NBA. We're gonna move on. Damn, Sixers. Let's talk about the Sixers because there's a lot of chatter been going on by the Sixers community. You know, they're like I said, they're passionate people, right? PP, and they started off 8-1. They were talking Maxey MVP, Maxey top 5 player in the league. Maxey drops a 50 ball. And they just blew chunks all over the place. Pause. Yep. And now they've lost 2 in a row. So what are the Sixers? Are the Sixers actually this good? Are they actually a top 3 team in the East? I guess, but are they good enough to get past the second round is the real question. You know? Hell no. I'm so fucking tired of this, bro. I'm so tired of Maxey MVP. Like I love Double R because he's the only one that could. But they were so dead ass. They are so dead ass about Maxey being a top 6 player in the league, and they were so dead ass about Maxey being in MVP discussions, top 3 in MVP discussions after 9 games.
Yeah, it's disgusting. We had D. Ella ready to crown Maxey MVP.
Nick Orr.
It's disgusting.
Jeffrey Fernandez, Paul Zaranis.
Yeah, no, we're calling out names.
I'm calling names, bro, because you guys.
But when it comes down to it, they're never here to defend him. You know, they're never here proving the case. They want to sit here and say he's better than Jalen Brunson. They want to sit here and say he's top, whatever in the MVP.
He's better than Jalen. I get tagged every day by Sixers fans saying that Maxey's better than Jalen Brunson. Maxey has never even scored 30 or 40 points in a fucking playoff game.
Yeah, no, it's
what
disgusting.
Are we talking about, bro?
Sixers barely making the playoffs. They're ass. I think that they're going to be about a 5 or 6 seed, and
they're fraudulent.
That's
yo.
it.
Like
we know what the Sixers are. Like, why are we sitting here and pretend? No, actually, you know what? It's not even anybody. It's Philadelphia fans. That's it. Aside from Double R. I mean, even Double R said last night, and I love seeing his tweets because he, like I said, he's in touch with reality. He knew even last night Maxey was the reason that they had lost that game. And listen, that happens with a young player like Tyrese Tyrese Maxey, especially when you're giving him a lot more volume now that Harden's out of the equation.
That's
He's going to
another thing I
have
wanna talk about.
inconsistency. He's going to be on and off some nights. It happens. But just sitting here and acting like he's going to be an MVP candidate, he's absolutely bananas. I'm ready to crown him the second week of November. Oh my goodness. Like, the in-season tournament hasn't even concluded yet, and we're giving the guy, postseason awards.
It's been actually disgusting. And here's a point I want to bring up with these Maxey guys. And during his 50 ball, how many shots did he put up?
33.
33 shots, 50 points on 33 shots. That's not efficient.
But no,
bro.
dude.
Like,
but Nick Orr posted his VORP, dude. It's okay. He posted his defensive net rating, dude, and it was 3 points higher than usual. Like, get the fuck out of here. They want to sit here and cherry pick these stats, but when I post something about Julius Randle, having a good 5-game stretch, it's only because his usage is high. Like, you want to sit
So
here
what are you saying about Maxey? It's the same shit. Maxey is getting the usage that all these other now remember this conversation that I had when we were previewing the NBA, right? And we were talking about players that can look like superstars if they have the volume, right? Remember I was talking about Mikal Bridges?
Yep.
He got the volume and he looks like, he's the best guy in the Eastern Conference.
Yep.
Well, guess what? When you get 30 shots a game, you're going to look like a superstar. And honestly, don't get me wrong. Maxey is a great basketball player. I'm not trying to take away from his skill and his ability of a basketball player.
He could be an all-star easily this year.
Sure, and he will be. But to say that he is top 5 player in the NBA, that he is in MVP conversations, and that he's the sole reason why the Sixers were 8-1 at the time.
It's
when you have the actual MVP on your team
who put up like 48, 15, and whatever
during the same time. There's nobody on that offense besides Maxey and Embiid that can score at will.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris is their next weapon.
Yeah.
That's not saying much.
And listen, man,
who's their best weapon after that? Melton?
Yeah.
Covington?
And you lost to
Get the fuck out of here.
You lost to a Celtics team with no Jaylen Brown, no
Porzingis. Lost to the Pacers too.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. And
they lost without Brown and motherfucking Porzingis.
Yeah.
Please get the fuck out of here, Sixers.
3 when it's all said and done. I'm going to say 4 is your ceiling, and I'm going to say 5 is the or 6 is the floor there.
3 to 6, anywhere from
20
3 to 6.
of 32 in the 50 ball. That is efficient.
I mean, yeah, but I get,
he shot 20 for 32 in the 50 ball that he had. I mean, I guess that's efficient. Like barely, like what is that? Barely over. That's like 60%.
Yeah, no, it's efficient for a guard, but it's like when you get that volume.
We're 1-1 versus both the Pacers and Celtics this year. 1-1 against the Celtics with, you beat them with Jaylen Brown, right? That was what, like the first game of the season, second game of the season. So I don't know. The real tests of these regular season games come later on.
We'll see y'all January 5th. That's all I gotta say.
Like,
Knicks Sixers January 5th. That's the first time we play all, and I can't wait.
I don't even bet the first 2-3 weeks of the NBA season because
I haven't made a bet yet.
There's so many anomalies and there's so many random things. Like, it's just so many adjusting periods for so many teams that the first 2 weeks never really gives you a good clue of what the rest of the season is about to be. Like it's
right. The Knicks are 6-5, and I actually feel really good about the Knicks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Not a team you should brag about beating. The Pacers have a decent squad this year. But
it's a decent squad, but it's nothing to be gassed about when you beat them.
No,
for sure. Let's move on in the NBA. Draymond receiving a 5-game suspension for choking Rudy Gobert down the court and dragging him down the court. It started with Klay Thompson and I don't even know who the other Jaden McDaniels. And they got into a little scuffle. And then Rudy Gobert is the first person to try and break it up. He's not even doing nothing crazy wrong. And Draymond, of course, Draymond out of nowhere just does the fucking most. And that's why people don't fucking like Draymond Green, because he does shit that just doesn't make sense. He takes shit to another level that it shouldn't be taken to.
I mean,
period.
He literally assaulted a man on the floor. Like, this looked so premeditated.
This was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. He came out of nowhere. Like I said, it looked very premeditated. He was waiting for that moment just to get his hands on Gobert. It was gross. Bro.
He was waiting for that to happen. And, there was troubles brewing before that game even started with Anthony Edwards and Draymond Green. They were beefing before that. The game before, I guess that was a back-to-back game. And they were chatting on through the medias,
They were cool with the choke. It's the drag that got him the 5-game suspension.
Plus history.
Yeah, plus history.
Draymond is known for doing stupid shit. And it's corny at this point. All right, you're tough. Cool. You're 6'9", you're 6'9", motherfucker. And you dunk and you do all types of crazy shit. Yes, you're tough. If you wanted to beat up somebody 9.9 out of 10 times, you're gonna beat the average person. Yeah, you're a tough guy, Draymond. Who are you trying to prove that you're tough? Everybody knows you're a tough guy, bro. Who gives a fuck? So stop trying to stop, bro. Just stop. Shit is annoying to me. I don't know.
There's not much else to say about Draymond Green. I mean, I just can't believe Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, they just get ragdolled, bro. It's crazy.
They're so pussy.
They as soon as some type of beat.
Oh my god!
That's it.
Rudy Gobert is so emotional. He's like he was damn near about to cry in that show. He's like, "Oh my god, help!"
Yeah, he's flailing his arms and shit. Yeah,
help! I'm from France. Oh god!
Yeah.
Oh my god, French cries. Oh, but Cat is a pussy though.
This is the only time Rudy Gobert did punch Kyle Anderson. He had to punch on slow ass Kyle Anderson. That's the only time he could assert his dominance.
Them boys is like soft, the big guy. Bro. Cat soft too. Cat, bro. If that was a Knicks player that happened to a Knicks player, bro would have got fucking jumped. I'm telling you, niggas would have got jumped. But instead, he got soft ass Cat, and that's why I don't want Cat on the Knicks because if my center would have popped on shit.
Oh, Mitchell Robinson,
my center would have popped on shit, bro.
If you guys don't follow Mitchell Robinson on TikTok, make sure his TikToks are hysterical, bro. He's like, wild. He's like, you just got beat by a guy that listens to country music and plays Fortnite on his off days, and it's just like him and his recliner, like on Xbox.
He has 18 dogs,
and he has like 5 pickup trucks. Like the guy is
he's country.
He's
from Mississippi, I'm pretty sure.
I think Louisiana. Yeah, like down south.
He's stankin' south.
Yeah. I love Mitch though. Great season so far too. Very exciting.
All right, let's move on. Zach LaVine trade rumors. It's starting to spark up again. A lot of jersey swap edits are being made. A lot of stupid trade rumors and stupid trade scenarios are going down for Zach LaVine.
And for all of the listeners out there, we have been getting harassed, both me and Simo, as Knicks fans, because we don't want Zach LaVine on the Knicks, and we don't think a trade for Zach LaVine would be worth it for the Knicks. And we're getting absolutely reamed. Now, Zach LaVine, a guy probably on the second half of his career, former ACL tear, making $40 million. It ascends all the way up to 50 until 2027. And we're supposed to want to blow our assets for that just to fall short in the East again.
Here's the thing. Zach, these were rumors last year, and I was entertaining Zach
for the past like 4 years.
I was entertaining Zach LaVine to the Knicks last offseason. I was entertaining it. I was like, this could actually happen, possibly. But it was already said that Zach LaVine does not fuck with Leon Rose. He does not fuck with the CAA. He does not fuck with Tom Thibodeau. He does not want to be on the Knicks. And I scratched it up as that. All right. Say that then.
That's it.
Stand on that then. Bet. So when 6 months later, I guess everybody just has fucking amnesia from the Knicks media.
No, it's just
all the Knicks Twitter accounts. All the Knicks Twitter accounts are jersey swapping fucking Zach LaVine onto a Knicks uniform and saying, hey, should the Knicks trade for Zach LaVine? And if so, what should the trade package be? No, you're being thirsty. You're being thirsty for Twitter monetization at this point because we all know that Zach LaVine is not coming to New York, nor was he interested in ever coming to New York. So why are we sitting up here and doing all this extra shit? Yeah. Like, for real. What's a realistic team that Zach LaVine can go to? The Los Angeles Lakers.
I was thinking maybe the Kings could be a destination if they're looking to kind of bolster up their two guard alongside De'Aaron Fox. I don't know, but it's definitely not the Knicks. I mean, I just
definitely not the Knicks, but it's always we're always the main topic when it comes to trade rumors with any C-class star or better because we have the assets to trade for them.
Yeah.
These media outlets are so thirsty for us.
Gabe? How we doing, bro?
They're so thirsty for us to give up RJ Barrett. They want us so bad to give up RJ Barrett because they know it would be a huge mistake.
Yeah.
On the Knicks part.
Yeah, I'm supposed to want to get rid of the 24-year-old having the best start to a season of his career. I'm supposed to want to throw that out the window, throw away the timeline that the Knicks have set right now that has been developing at a great rate. You know, you've made the playoffs the past couple, majority of the past couple seasons. Obviously, they missed it 2 years ago, but you made it the first season. You got baptized by the Hawks. Okay. You brought that team back last year. You progressed. You made it to the second round now. You added Jalen Brunson. You were able to get there. Why rush the timeline in your age, right? Getting a guy like Zach LaVine, who is 29 years old. And I tried to say, 5-year difference, LOL. Half a decade doesn't make a big difference in the NBA?
Absolutely.
Excuse me? And an ACL tear? No. Give me the guy that plays defense. Give me the guy that just got off of the best FIBA basketball of his career, with Canada. It just doesn't.
And he's off to the best start of the season in his career as well, and he's only 23 years old.
It's disgusting, and I'm supposed to want to blow that up.
Top
in
3
addition
picks.
to 2-3 more picks for Zach LaVine, bro.
Absolutely
a guy that needs the ball in his hands, guy that is only giving you half of
kill the chemistry
the
on the
floor.
whole team. He would kill the chemistry.
It's
Absolutely.
disgusting.
It would be a disaster.
It really is gross, and I can't believe that we had everybody
I
coming
do
at
see him
us
going
the
to the Los Angeles Lakers. He had a LA hat on.
That was Rich Paul giving him
Rich
push.
Paul gave him the little text
gave-
like, hey, make sure you wear a LA Dodgers hat in your next interview so we could push for him.
Yep.
Yada yada.
Money line.
I'm going with Burrow. He's going with Lamar.
Yep, we're split, but it's a great game. So
I'm going with Burrow personally.
Yeah.
But what up, Gabe? Thanks for shouting me out, Gango.
We appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. He's going to go out west for sure. Yeah, because he can't handle the pressure in the East because he's a star in the East. He's not a superstar. And now he's going to try and go out west, and he's going to try and be the second best player on whatever team he goes to. If it's, somewhere like the Kings, if it's the Lakers, he's obviously the third. But regardless, Zach LaVine is not somebody that is getting you over the top. It's not happening any team.
This is what I wanted to always say too. What up, Ja? Let's go Ravens. Good luck at the game, brother. This is what I wanted to say about Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has never been the number one option on his team, really. He's never been successful. His team has never been successful with him being at the number 2 option, ever. Not once. He hasn't been good when he was number 2 behind Kevin Love and them. He wasn't good when he's behind DeRozan and them. What makes you think he's going to come to the Knicks and forcefully be the second option? It just wouldn't work. I don't think Zach LaVine is as good as what everybody is making it seem to be. He's just not. He's just not. And he's not worth the assets, in my opinion. I feel like he would go to the Lakers, and the Lakers would be doing the same exact shit. It might be a little bit better. They might net positive 5 more games. They might make a play-in, might make the actual first round. But that's it.
That's it, bro.
They're not doing shit with Zach LaVine, the Lakers. And nor is any team that gives up too many assets for him is going to do anything in the league. I promise you.
Disgusting, man. It's gross. And I asked in our group chat, if Zach LaVine is that great, right? Can Zach LaVine move the Knicks past the second round? And nobody could give me an answer.
No.
Nobody could give me a straight up yes or no. Because even they know at the end of the day, Zach LaVine is not him. To that extent. Zach LaVine, good player, not a great player. You know what you're getting out of him. That's buckets. That's it.
Now, Lawrence, I do like the idea of Zach LaVine in Orlando. That could even possibly work. That he has to go to one of those type of teams. He needs to go to a team where he would actually be the second option in order for him to succeed.
Charlotte? It's just
Charlotte could work, but he has to go to a stinker, bro.
Indiana?
He's got to go to a stinker, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He can't go to no good team and expect to fucking take him to the next level. It's just not gonna work like that.
No.
I'm telling you.
Nope. But then I had somebody say, so what? The Knicks are one piece away. What? KD would have made him a contender? Yes. I can't believe that was even a reply to me not wanting Levine. That was just crazy.
We just don't want to trade for a star player. We want a star player
that's going to put us over the top.
That we don't have to give up any of our young starters for. I don't want to have to give up RJ Barrett. I don't want to give up quickly. I don't want to give up.
I don't want to. I'm okay.
Randall or Mitch.
I know at the end of the day, if we want to take that leap into superstardom, we need one more superstar. And I'm okay with giving up a good big package, if that means that we are attaining that. I'm okay with blowing up ship, quote unquote, of our assets if it means we're getting a guy that's going to put us over the top competing with Boston, Milwaukee. That's it. I'm not trading for a guy like Zach LaVine because I know at the end of the day, we're still going to be in a similar situation we are now.
I'm not even a fan for trading for a star anymore after watching these Knicks this year. I'm not even a fan of it anymore. Unless it's got to be for a Giannis, a fucking Embiid, a Anthony Edwards, somebody huge.
Yeah. Listen, man, we got to start respecting Randall a little bit. I'm going to say it.
Well, you know how it goes. Every fucking year, all these Knicks fans fucking cry about Julius Randle, cry his effort. And, there is some valid points to the effort. But as far as his basketball ability, people are absolutely casual when it comes to Julius Randle.
Definitely,
honestly. They're absolute casuals when it comes to Julius Randle. Just because he definitely makes a goofy ass play once a game. He's definitely going to do some fuck shit every game.
And because of his playoff history, I guess. But even last playoffs wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to be.
It wasn't.
So he balls, but he gives up late in the season, it seems like. The only knock on Julius Randle is that sometimes his heart isn't entirely in it. And that's what's most frustrating about him, is because obviously he's an all-NBA talent. He's 6'9", 260-pound power forward who's going to give you great defense when he can play it, when he's giving his effort and actually trying. He's going to give you good defense. He's going to give you 12 boards. He's going to give you 25 points. And he's been shown to facilitate need be. Plus, he shot 41% from three just 2 seasons ago. Mm-hmm. So that's what's frustrating about Julius Randle. He has the ability to take that leap and be a fantastic player if he could just put his mind into it and just buy into that. But sometimes it just seems like that's not the ability. And when Jalen Brunson isn't out there to keep his composure there, that's when we see it and he literally scores with one hand. Yeah, just his left. Imagine if he started going to his right a little bit. Could get real scary out here.
Yeah. So let's move on. Miles Bridges is back tomorrow. Is that going to get Charlotte back to where they were?
Back to the ping pong balls. That's where they're going.
Look, before Miles Bridges got into the shit that he got into, the Hornets were looking like a good uprising team. I want to see how they play with Miles Bridges back. That's all I got to say. They need to. I do think they're headed for ping pong balls this year, no matter what, because they haven't started good already. But I do think if Miles Bridges and LaMelo can get back to that chemistry that they had 2 years ago, I do think they could be a good start. And obviously with Miller as well, Miller has to really step his game up as well. I mean, he's been playing great defense, but let's see him progress with Miles Bridges on top of that.
If they could coexist.
Yes. If they can mesh well together this year, that's going to lead into greatness maybe next year.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. And last topic, let's talk about the Minnesota T-Wolves.
They're here, man.
They're on the hot. How actual good are the T-Wolves?
As good as Anthony Edwards can be. That's really it. The sky is the limit for that guy, and therefore the sky is the limit for the Timberwolves. I mean, if he really is taking this leap to be that guy in Minnesota, I mean, that's the move for them. Just give him the keys and let him cook. Because
that is the actual key, though. Is Cat going to let him actually have the keys?
Yeah. I don't think it's even on Cat anymore, because I think the front office is basically saying this is Anthony Edwards' team. And also, if you're a team looking to buy on Cat, this is probably the time, because his price is going to be at an all-time low with Anthony Edwards getting all the shine over there. So I don't think they're going to sell Cat anymore. I think they're looking to compete, and they might even try and ball out or towards the deadline. But yeah, this is a point here. Once you saw Anthony Edwards in FIBA, how he was able to dominate that game and take over, you knew it was going to be scary for him this year.
It's looking like an Anthony Edwards MVP campaign this year. That's what it's looking like. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win it, but I am saying he will be in the running for it this year
I agree.
after it's all said and done.
I think so. Yeah, it could be.
He's taking besides Anthony Edwards, I do not think this T-Wolves team is that good. I don't believe in Cat. I really don't believe in Rudy Gobert. Look, they are good and they are great where they're supposed to be great at. But overall players in the overall system, I just didn't believe in the fucking T-Wolves at all. But the only person that kept me with hope with the T-Wolves was Anthony Edwards. And now that he's going to MVP level play, I think they can make it to at least the second round in the West.
I think
to
so
at least
too.
the second round.
We talked about that bottom of that Western Conference being very kind of sketchy. A lot of gray area over there. You got the Lakers. You have the Pelicans, who are kind of lackluster over there. No one can name any other players than the big three. Hey, let's not disrespect Jersey legend Nas Reed.
Asbury.
Come on.
Hey.
And listen, McDaniels is good too. Like
Decent.
they have some decent pieces over there. They're not great. If they had more depth, then I'd say, hey, keep out for them, because they could be a team, along the lines of the Kings last season. But no, I think they're on their way. They're just not quite there. And it doesn't help that they have absolutely no picks or anything. Like they have nothing to build with. That's really it. So
they have nothing.
That's why I mostly
that's the
say
actual problem.
It's as far as Anthony Edwards can take them, because you really can't pivot off of here anymore. So
very true. Very true. Where do you think the Timberwolves will end up seeding wise?
6. I'm gonna say 6 seed.
I like that. Because they're like what, number 2 or 3 right now?
8-3, number 3 seed. Yep.
I think they dropped down to like 4, 5.
I
don't think 6. I think they'll be higher than 6, but
I think Phoenix finds their way. I think the Kings find their way. I think Warriors finish slightly above them, and I think Denver finishes slightly above them. And then I think the Timberwolves find their place. But it could, the middle could go anywhere. 6, 7, yeah.
Fair enough. There. Well, that is all, my friends. I got a parlay to put in within the next 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I'll post it in the chat if anybody's interested. Go into the MoSports Facebook chat. We always post parlays in there. It's always a good time.
Yeah. But I just want to give a quick shout out to all the new faces we had in the chat today. Shout out to Fredo. Shout out to Lawrence. Thank you guys, Gabe, for coming out. I mean, we're appreciating all the love. You guys are ones that keep us coming back every week. So we appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow us on all platforms. We're going to be posting clips from tonight's session. We're going to be posting some highlights, all our typical stuff. So
yeah, check out our YouTube shorts, our TikToks, our Facebook Reels, our Instagram Reels. We're lit. What up, Anna?
Thanks
What's going on, Anna?
But yeah, we appreciate you guys and appreciate all the love. We're going to keep the ball rolling, and let's have some good Thursday night football, right?
All right, y'all be good.
Peace.